And what's the time? 8:20. The popularity of internet shopping has given rise to a new scam. Copycat websites that look like the real thing but which deal only in fake goods.
Yes, according to Trading Standards, the sites are helping to fuel a growing market in counterfeit items. They say as many as 1 in 9 of the products shipped to the UK is now a fake.
Yes, we're joined now by Handley Brustad from the Trading Standards Institute. Also here, our favourite technology expert, Maggie Philbin. It's not just about technology, is it, Maggie? Although that, I mean, we were talking earlier on, that's kind of one of the dangerous areas of this market, because with electrical items, there's another risk, isn't there?
Yeah, well, of course there is, because they can be very, very dangerous, you know. And also, even if the item is as described, if you've bought it, say, from, and it's come from America or from elsewhere in Europe, then you may not have the right charger, you know, and so in a sense, what you've saved by buying it on a site like that, you then lose because you have to buy the real thing over here.
And how do, I mean, it's difficult to spot these websites that aren't real, isn't it? How do you notice?
It's tremendously difficult. You're talking too many sites now, because when you search on a search engine, you will type in the name of the company or the product you want, and the majority of people will never ever move off page 1. So the whole purpose of these sites is to get onto page 1.
And they can pay to do that, can't they?
Well, some do. What you will see down the side when you search will be the paid sites.
Right.
But the main sites are those that just get hit the most. The genuine company will be there, but it's not always number 1. What you need to look for is in the domain name, if there is any other words other than the domain name of the company, then be very cautious about it.
So you can actually paste that. You can put that into something like who is, and then that will show you where the domain is registered. And if, for instance, you know, you're trying to check out something on a bank website and you discover that the bank is in fact registered in Russia, then you might think, oh, maybe this isn't a genuine site. So that's a quick and easy way of just giving you a little bit of guidance.
But we saw in the film we saw earlier on, some of the, you know, these websites look very similar. I mean,
absolutely, and they can look, you know, absolutely identical, and they can look very, very slick, very, very sophisticated. And the thing is just to be very, very shrewd. There are certain things that you can do to give yourself an element of protection. For instance, if you are going onto a well-known site, type that in yourself. Don't click through a link, which you're saying, you know, great bargains available on whatever, this bookseller's site or whatever. Type that link in yourself. And then when you go onto a payment site, look on any web page which is dealing with your details will show HTTPS. Now, a little sort of like lock at the bottom of your screen, that is easier for people to forge. It's harder for them to put that little S next to HTTP.
Let's pick up the point that you've just all been talking about safety as well. This is a text that we've had who somebody bought hair straighteners that they thought they were the real thing. They weren't the real thing, and it turns out the invoice was printed in Chinese. First of all, they were fake, but also they're not just fake, they're pretty dangerous, aren't they?
That's right. A lot of the electrical goods that are coming through have no safety controls whatsoever. There's no quality control in them at all. They do not care what's going to happen to the end user, and certainly the ones that we've had tested have had some very serious safety implications. And we know that in the last couple of years, one 7-year-old boy died as a direct result of a counterfeit Game Boy charger.
Can we talk a little about protection in terms of, say you use a credit card and you buy something and it arrives and it's fake. How do you prove to your credit card company that it is a fake?
Well, there are a number of ways you can do. You can go to the police, you can come to Trading Standards. We have great links with all brands, and we have a certain amount of information that they feed to us on what to look for to actually authenticate a product. And if we can't tell, then we will get the brand holder to have a look at it, and we will give the consumer a letter saying this product is counterfeit.
It's quite a torturous process.
But it's worth noting that even with credit cards, you're protected over £100. So if the goods are costing less than £100,
which they might easily do.
Which they could easily.
Yes. And you know, I have you down as pretty savvy, Maggie. you've bought counterfeit things, haven't you? Or fake?
I've gone onto, you know, sort of like auction websites and always had good experiences. And then 3 years ago, I bought a handbag, and when it arrived, I thought, ooh, you know, this isn't what it says it is. is. But fortunately, what I always do when I'm dealing with people who I don't know is I do make sure I can get hold of them. I look for people who are displaying a landline phone number and an address. And if I don't have those things, then I just, I want to know that if there is a problem, I can...
And you had already phoned them, so...
Yeah, I'd phoned them beforehand, and so that, I was able to get my money back.
It's a real problem. Thank you both very much for coming this morning for us.
That's okay.
Thank you.